baseball part of that time, didn't we?
It was the softball.
Huh?
You mean the 10th man? Are you talking
When
about?
we went to state, that was baseball.
Well, you're saying 5 fielders.
Well, you got
I think this is yours, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the guys you were talking about?
Yeah, I was in Guam, and that's where after playing Legion ball, boy, when they said we were going to have a ball team, I was right out there, and so I didn't have to stand a lot of guard duty. I got to play ball. You know?
Yeah. So he played some ball as an Air Force at Colorado.
That's right.
So.
And the guy that was our coach was Louis B. Walt, who became the commandant of the Marine Corps in Vietnam. So I was always going to see this guy. I was going to go to Quantico and see him. Never got the job done. Now he's gone.
Okay. One question was there sponsors and stuff? You know, I'm going to insert again. Back in those days when I was a bat boy and I was, early 50s.
Yeah.
He was the manager of Loop City's team and I followed him.
Sure.
We didn't have the TV with all the sports on after the, Sunday night, the scores and all that stuff. But Farwell was kind of right in the middle of that. Right in the middle of that bunch, and there was a bar there run by the brother of Dan Dilla. I can't remember his first name, but he was a Dilla. And if anybody was traveling through that deal after the ball games, they stopped there because he had all the major league scores posted on a big bulletin board.
Oh, yeah.
And he had all the Sherman Howard scores posted on a bulletin board in that bar. And that was a social thing. You might meet teams that you didn't play that day. They'd be all coming through town. And that was the social thing sometimes after the game. So that was just another way that they got along. But old Dilla really kept up with scores and during baseball season.
Yeah, we had a typhoon while we was in Guam,
Oh, yeah?
And it was one of the biggest typhoons that had hit Guam. And it was 150 mile an hour wind. And I guess I don't know how to make the story short, but to kind of shorten up the story, why we all evacuated the barracks. And I happened to be on the guard duty aboard an axed Greek ship that had come in because of the typhoon. They wanted to get in a safe harbor that was a little safer than the open sea. And they had phosphorus on it for Japan. And in the meantime, things were getting pretty skeptical of a Greek ship going to Japan because they might take it over. Because at that particular time, we wasn't in a war with Japan, but we were, Japan had kind of went in with Germany. And so, anyway, 4 Marines got aboard that ship with a corporal, three enlisted men, PFCs, and 1 corporal. And the ship broke loose in the harbor. It was tied out to a buoy. And when the typhoon hit at the worst point, it broke loose. Well, needless to say, I was pretty scared. And anyway, all we had in there was a diagram of the harbor where the reefs were, and supposedly this captain wanted to get the ship and turn it and go out to sea. Well, I presume if he'd got us out to sea, he'd have dumped us overboard. but he didn't. The corporal pulled the gun on the captain and says, "You're not going out to sea because we're in charge." And we was in charge from then on. and we rode out the storm, and I'm never so glad to get off a ship in my life. But anyway, it was, and of course I got an article that's in there about the typhoon and it duplicates it. It was a precarious situation. The ship could have been sunk real easy, but it didn't happen. It sank. So anyway, it was kind of an interesting trip, you know. And would you believe the typhoon came along, blew the top off the barracks, so we didn't have sleeping quarters, permanent sleeping quarters. So it was in Tent City, and after 6 months in Tent City, they decided to send us home. So I got home in about October, November 1941. And I ended up taking my first furlough. I joined in October, and I took my first furlough in about October, and ended up at Pearl Harbor then when the Jap bombed it.
Oh, jeez.
So I got to see the world. That's what I wanted to join the Marine Corps for, you know. That was fun.
When you were in the service, did they play baseball? I read somewhere where they sent
they
sent
did,
balls and
not
bats.
Not too often when we got into combat, like we were in the Marine Corps, that we had any time to put a team together. All we were doing is making maneuvers and trying to get ready to make a landing.
But just play for recreation.
Yeah, it was kind of a recreation thing, but I didn't get to play baseball again until I got out of the service.
Dwaine, did they play any ball when you were overseas?
Not a lot, but a friend of mine was in charge of the special services, and all he had to do was set him up. You know, he was just sharper than the rest of us. So didn't have to work at all.
Yeah, it was a lot different in peacetime, because at peacetime, then you had to find something for all the troops to do.
Yeah.
Are there
But
pictures in here that
when
could
they
be?
got into combat situation,
In Korea, we didn't
All
look
of
for
them.
anything
I got
for
the one.
anybody to do.
I just,
so.
Well, gosh, you guys, I don't want to keep you forever tonight. Is there any other things you want to?
See those Hawaiian girls in there?
I did see those girls.
You know, those Hawaiian girls, when I went through Hawaii on the first trip out, I had a 2-day tour of the island, and I had a box camera, one of these box cameras, you know, and I took the pictures of those Hawaiian girls at a Kodak show that I attended.
Is that your picture?
that's yours.
No,
I
that's,
took that off my phone. But
that was put together by,
well, it's the back of a calendar.
Bailey. Bailey, you know, that married, he put a whole bunch of pictures together for me in relation to the.
But I noticed when you guys were in Hawaii, the government didn't have to buy you too many uniforms.
That one is, I think that's both.
They couldn't afford it, right?
Well, I brought the other picture because
See,
of
I
the
didn't
uniform.
even hear the point at all. I'm sorry.
If you weren't there, how awful it was.
Yeah.
I just noticed that there's not much for
I
uniforms.
think that
Not
one
much
picture
for
is
the
Bougainville,
dress,
where
yeah.
I was made the initial landing in Bougainville too.
Do you have other baseball pictures in that?
Pardon?
Do you have other baseball pictures in that scrapbook?
I don't.
Other
really-
baseball pictures. Do you have other baseball pictures
I went
besides
about-
that one?
I went about
Oh,
that
this
way.
is
No,
Marie's.
No, I really don't.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
I
found
I got some of
Got it.
some of
There's one in there where about the only baseball pictures in there I got it focused.
Yeah, we got that one.
Right in the corner, yeah, that's about, I think
Very
that's about the
cool.
only one. Because I really didn't get to play much baseball in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
I was always on the move.
Oh, you bet. You guys were on the move a lot.
Have you been back to Pearl Harbor
Yes, 3 times,
3 times?
yeah. I had took my Roger and Evan one time, and then we went down, we ended up with a farm group from Iowa, farm girl group from Iowa. And then
Just missed it.
when old Duck Tom Doyle took common core one time.
He was in Pearl Harbor, at Pearl Harbor when it was bombed. That picture turned out right here. And just a few survivors left. Anybody have anything else to say? You guys have been great. You answered all the questions she had before she even asked them. So,
But
I will,
I tell you, my wife's heard all these stories so many times she gets tired here.
That's why she came to hear them again.
Not really.
Did you get that picture? I just moved on.
They always had something, don't
I
they?
always, they just.
Shut up.
Baseball was pretty much the heart and soul of the communities back.
Back then. Right.
And
Well, that's the only thing we had to do besides work.
that's the only thing we could afford.
That's it, that's it.
it was a real community thing.
St. Paul.
Everybody had a
I
baseball.
played with St. Paul, I played with Loop City, I played with,
See if I got the corner.
Central City. I was kicked around, you know, I was on the goal all the time. And then at college, of course, I was there for 4 years.
I played 1 year at the university and
Used to do, I put a strip
I
gear.
had to go to work then.
Oh, okay. Well, I had some regulation down there after I came back, and I went down there to, lived with them and got my master's degree.
Did you?
Yeah, that was the easy way to do it.
Now, I read somewhere that the guys that came back from after World War II, a lot of them didn't go to college, and they still wanted to play or whatever and be involved in sports, and that's when town team ball kind of really took off after World War II.
Yeah.
And of course, then it was, a lot of people didn't have a lot of money. It was fairly cheap entertainment kind of thing, and communities were involved and whatnot, so.
And more things come in, more different things come in, and got into different things to do. A lot more things to do, yeah.
Right.
And they had some good ball clubs too, basketball and football and track.
How about golf?
Huh?
Golf?
Golf was a pretty fair, I enjoyed golf.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all of them, yeah.
Well, it was a different era than it is today.
But I tried to get things together, and I'd get mixed up with Central City, Loop City, St. Paul, and the war, and I have Alzheimer's, and boy, I have fun trying to dish them out.
Do you have anything else you want to ask him?
Got all mine.
I missed the first part, Dad. Dad, I missed the first part. You've never talked to me much about it, but didn't you play some softball and maybe you already talked about that today, softball when you were in Colorado, in the Army?
Was it softball or baseball? He told me it was baseball.
Was it baseball you guys played?
Yeah,
At the Army, at the
Yeah.
Army base, you said you played.
yeah, and then, and some of them come clear out here. I didn't get to come clear out here, but they come clear in Nebraska and played. But I was,
But that was baseball, it wasn't softball.
well, a little of both, I think. No, that's baseball. Yeah, that's baseball.
Because you've never talked much about it. I've never heard
Well,
much about it.
Yeah.
this may be a long while before she gets this all finished. It may be.